using navigation. So we have to design the prototype to share. Last time we designed a little bit about the prototype, and now we're going to be discussing a little bit about the design. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to do on Adobe XD. Actually, today we're going to be teaching you a little bit of some little stuff you need to know about Adobe XD. You know, the fact that, yeah, we're going to teach you how to import stuff into Adobe XD. You're going to need some stuff, like to import some stuff into Adobe XD. I need to know how it goes. So this is it. I'm going to resize this one to a small size, kind of make it a little bit big, give it a little bit of drag, just like this right here, and I'm gonna have to resize this one too and give it a little bit of a drag like this. So what I can do right here is this. So I'm gonna close some stuff. For example, I'm gonna close this. As you can see, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of closing of stuff. I'm sorry about that. So this is how I can drag stuff into Adobe XD. I could actually just drag it just like this and pull it right here. Nah, I think that won't work quite well. I just drag it just like this and move it right here. That won't work either. So what way can we do this? We can just click on it just like this and press Ctrl C. Okay, then go to the next one right here and press Ctrl V. It's gonna appear right there. So you know, the reason why you're gonna have to know this stuff is the fact that, you know, sometimes you might just want to use somebody's UI design stuff. And this is a material UI design from Behance. Someone drew this, and this could serve as a point of kind of design reference in the future. Let me show you what I'm trying to talk about. Look at this. A whole bunch of this is a very good design kind of stuff. You can see this as some stuff that you can easily use for design. Okay, example of how I actually use it is in the easy go stuff. I actually made use of these social icons at the down place. So that is one of the web UI components, or all those UI components that are of great use to you. So that's just one of the few rules actually. There are a lot of stuff you can actually do with Adobe XD. You know, these are my components, which is I can add them and decide to use them in the next stuff I want to use them for. Look at this, I've got a piece of number right here and stuff like that. So there are a lot of stuff we could actually do with XD, but let's go to the plugin tab.
I hope you liked that video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon.
You see this? This is actually the pattern maker, but we're not going to be using that for now. As in, we're not going to be using it for now. So let's just use backspace and pretend this never happened.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Design Weekly, and today.
So let's create a new artboard, just like what you can see right here. A new artboard right here. Just present that this one never happened. Okay, so what we can see right here is the fact that we can actually align stuff. We're going to talk about alignment tools, okay? And we can go to let's say rearrange. So we can actually do the stuff with rearrange. It's about in terms of alignment, align it up, down, left, stuff anywhere. We might just choose to arrange it anyhow. You can just press the X cancel. Now it's not only text you can actually rearrange. You can also arrange cycles just like this. If you look at this, okay, and I click on the alignment and see. This is quite a little bit of ease. As you can see, I could arrange things quite easily, give it a little bit of like this is what I've been expecting. So you see that it's quite good and everything is kind of balanced together. So that's just one thing about alignment. Another stuff you could actually do with is the unlimited digital clock timer. Okay, you have to have two artboards in your design. Select two together, 1 and 2. Press shift and select two of them. Then you can press the unlimited digital clock timer, and as you can see, this is it. You can say create timer elements, and it's going to take quite a lot of loading, and before you know it, you've got quite a lot of timing elements right here. As you can see, this is quite initiate good. If you want to create a kind of digital clock time, you're creating a kind of stuff for time stuff, maybe all those apps that require time to be in part of them. Example, maybe an alarm clock app or stuff like that. This is quite useful for you. Another is app icon generator. You can generate icons from this place. Just type in the name of your icons and export it from this place as any kind of format you want. Okay, you check out this. You can actually just put your file name right here. You can maintain transparency, and actually you can always select some other options here from icon 40 png, whatever stuff maybe you are working on iOS platform or Android platform. That's one use of the app icon generator. Now another one which I think should be on my list right now, you can see a lot of like a lot of stuff right here, but some of them are not really much useful to me anyway, but I just downloaded them in case it might just decide to be useful. Now another one we can do is just this one, calendar. Calendar is quite useful for adding calendar to your UI/UX design. If I say make calendar, so it's gonna yeah, I've got a kind of simple calendar. If I'm working with a calendar app or stuff like that, this is just one of the plugins. Like, plugins are quite much. I think I'm kind of exploring plugins that are not quite good for you, but let's just see what we can do. Look at the confetti. Confetti is a very good one. For example, I could draw some random shapes like this, give it a few color of I think red is okay. You know, that's quite good for me, and this is okay. Control C and V. So I could just definitely move the CV. So I'm just trying to CV. So I managed to create a bit of shape. Then I managed to create a kind of rectangle, triangle, in which I think I'm gonna use my color as green. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to use my color as green, so that's quite useful. And you know what I would do with a CV and kind of duplicate it over and over again. So now what I would do is I'm going to delete this one. So I'm going to select this. As you can see, then this is where I want it to be. I can randomize the opacity, give it a random rotation, random scale, and also I just enable depth of field of lower. I'll not do that, but I could just do this. I could place randomize color with HEX code and press run, and this is what I get. I get a little bit of triple stuff. As you can see, this is just the confetti stuff. It acts as a kind of repeater stuff for decorative objects. Now a good example of this, I could have showed you my previous design of the first one, which I had to put some kind of design at this down place. Something I make use of using the confetti method, and that works quite well. So the other stuff we can actually do with Adobe XD. Why don't we check out another one of my stuffs right here? So icon for design, this is very good. I told you could get alarm, a lot of stuff. Okay, so if I press the alarm clock right here, we can see it's a bit of design here, but sometimes not like a design flop or design disaster, we need to work some stuff on it. So why don't we work on stuff on it? Why don't we check out the field and turn this to red? You see, we've got some color for your clock. This is pretty cool. Like, trust me, it's so cool. So it's not really that much of a tax anyway. Another stuff that we know we could actually do with this that is gonna be quite lucrative, that you guys are gonna love it, and I'm very sure. I think I'm gonna just be looking at this last one. It's generated to Flutter code. You can actually turn your design, your UI design, into Flutter code to make it look quite good. Like, trust me, it's gonna be very fun. Now some plugins are actually paid, while some are not. If you have to use money, you have to use everything. Now I think we just explore the pattern maker. You can make different patterns with this. If I say make pattern, you see this all over. If I say this and make pattern, you see this just in rows and making columns and stuff like that. That's quite cool. If you want to replicate a shape in any kind of way you want, this is the best way for you. And you can always adjust the options here to give you the best results. So this stuff makes the design quite simple. Whether for you to start selecting them one by one and start arranging them, select them one by one and start arranging them, you could just, you won't put everything on a straight line. You could just discover that you can just align everything using the pattern tool. Let's just say if you use arranger for XD, this one helps you to arrange a group of items, as you can see, in any kind of way you want, to randomize kind of view. Okay, so if I say start arranger, and I was like a random order, so if I say arrange, yes, that's not probably gonna work because I didn't select more than one, or maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. I think I forgot most how to use this tool, but I don't really do it much of XD. So now look, just disappeared all of a sudden. They have been arranged in another kind of format anyway. So I mean, yeah, everything. There's some tools here that which are kind of probably not. Some of them are not useful to me. What will keep them is the fact that one day they'll be useful to me. Look at this auto flow. I could do this using the prototype tool and flow everything with each other, but the flow makes it quite easy for you. Borderize, like, what is this one used for? Okay, for borders and stuff like that. You know, some tools are not actually meant to be a chart for XT, for pie charts, any bar charts, any kind of chart you want. So these tools are quite useful. Okay, you should get some of them, and if you want recommended tools, you can actually comment below and let me see the tools which I can recommend to you to get first. And actually convert shape. You can convert triangle, convert rectangle. I wonder who's gonna do this. Like, I could just draw it all over myself, but this one just makes it easy for me. But this is not actually easy because I have to scroll down to get it. This is just getting complex. So now, complex gradients. I can actually get any kind of gradient. If I formed a gradient before, I could use this to form crazy gradient. Look at this. Let me teach you stuff. Okay, if I put this right here. Now I wonder how can I change it into gradient, since we've got just one fill color right here. As you see, we can just change fill, but we can change the gradients, just not that place. Press this, sorry, not this place. Oh yeah, this is its linear gradients. Okay, for linear gradients, you see what you can do. You can just drag this and kind of draw this right here. So I want this, I can print to repeating gradients, apply, and you see this. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, random gradients, apply. Oh my god, that's crazy. So we got a lot of stuff right, as you can see, and we can always adjust the color. Maybe this one is meant, if you put this one can be meant to, yeah, and click on this one can be meant to. So that's just what I'm talking about. This stuff are quite cool, and it's kind of quite useful for you if you want to create repetitive design and stuff like that. So let's just say that of stuff right there which I probably don't know much about, okay, but I believe that if you take your time and check through it, if you want to develop a career in this, try and relate to plugins, but don't rely too much in there because sometimes they can fail you. Look at this Imam illustration. This Imam illustration is actually very good illustration stuff. If you check about illustrators side, all this illustrating stuff, okay, we made using Adobe Illustrator to Illustrator, Affinity Painter, or whatever painter, or Autodesk Sketchbook, this stuff about drawing, as you can see right here. This is where you get it from Imam's illustration. I think I've never made use of them before because I do make my own icons. Why don't you check out the next video? The next video is going to do with creating icons, and you should kindly check it out actually. So this is it. New morph, there are lots of tools right here which I can't probably explain right now. So with these polygons, look at this polygon. So I could create a lot of polygons. If I say a pentagon, oh my god, I could have done this with a pen too actually, which would actually be hard for me, but let's just say this kind of make it quite easy for me. Now, Quest AI, a lot of stuff like AI stuff have been integrated in this also. Repeater, look at this. I can just add I can generate a repeater. I can select one repeater grid. So as you can see, well, what this repeater can do is actually what I could just select a lot of image in this. Oh, I've got no image because my internet is down. We don't get much of the internet here, so let's just say that's all about Adobe XD for today. So we got a little bit of exploring of the plugins and stuff like that, because I wonder what this episode about. At least you learned about some new plugins and discovered the rules about plugin. This ruler for XD can be quite useful, but what do you need a ruler for XD when we've got something that can help us to I adjust everything? You can see those beautiful lines there. That's quite cool. So if I press prototype, that means I can see my design ruler. Design is where you design your prototypes, okay, and everything. Prototype is where you preview it, okay, as you can see, and your share is where you share it out to people. And see, I'm not even signed it. Oh my god. So that's just quite simple, and you can always export it right here or import new stuffs through this place. Why don't you check out how to import new files? So let's press open. So I want to open a file from this place. So I've done this on my download place. So what do I want to do? I want to open a good material design UI. I'm going to click this, and I think it's going to bring a new window, and it's going to try to open. Oh my god, it's going to try to open. Hopefully it's going to take a very short time, but that's not kind of likely in Adobe XD. This app crashes frequently, and I hope Google is going to do, Adobe app are going to do something about it.